Welcome back again to Spirituality with a Spin. I'm Ryan Keys, your host. This has been an interesting week, and as we head into the eclipse weekend, many of you will be presented with heightened levels of past patterns popping up. Old people in your life trying to rev up those past patterns. Points of the day where you will be tested. Your body, your mind, your being under fire. Now, as we understand it, looking at all of the ancient texts and religions, the basic premise of yin and yang energy, duality, polarity, the Hermetic principles, cause and effect. Everything is karmic. Everything has its equal. That's what we're going to talk about today. But before I go forward, I wanted to make two announcements. First announcement is, if you subscribe to me, please be sure to click the bell beside the button. YouTube is doing some wacky stuff, so some people didn't realize I put up a video on Sunday and on Monday because this week was going to be hellacious for me, so I wanted to make sure that you guys had two pieces of content for this week. Secondly, be aware, and the reason why I want you to click that button, I'm becoming my best self, always a teacher, never a master. And through the course of that, I cannot be caged. Do you know that we buy our cages? We build our cages. Think about that. The cage that you are in, the cage that prevents you from becoming as conscious as you can, you constructed. I refuse to live in a cage. I will not be what society says. I will not adhere to the white picket fence syndrome. I will not allow my beliefs to be dictated by another. I will not live in a life where people are labeling things for me, nor should you. In that vein, I need flexibility. I need the ability, like it's 5 a.m. right now. I just woke up out of a dead sleep. I was in the Akashic Record Hall. I've got chills right now in my dream. And we were talking about major subjects. Sometimes I'm going to put a video out or put a podcast out, and it may not be Monday and it may not be Thursday. It might be Tuesday, Wednesday, or Saturday. And I want you to be ready for that. I want you to be aware that that can happen. So check back regularly. So if you are not a subscriber and you like this show, what the hell are you waiting for? Jump on board. Persistence will override perfection every day, my friends. So we got those announcements out of the way. Let's head into the unknown. Are you ready? And I will be doing ASMR videos throughout the week as well, because we're building something here. This is the beginning of the 9-year cycle. Even this weekend, this eclipse, hell on wheels, baby. Love is all you need to know. My life is changing rapidly. My understanding is changing rapidly. I just got goosebumps. Can you feel that? This is the year for change in my life. That's why I started on my solar cycle on May 23rd, the year of change. Because I know something is coming. A shift. You pick which side. I'm just giving you the information to help you decide to go left or right. Somebody asked me, Does an enlightened being still suffer? An awakened being still feel bad? An enlightened being can feel bad, can suffer. As we begin to awaken and understand our spiritual path, our spiritual purpose, and as those people come into our lives, whether silently or like an arrow to a target, boom, out of the blue, mixing it up, shaking it up, we need to be ready. That's why you got to do something different every day, as I say as my mantra. Nudge yourself into the now. Be present now. Don't allow chaos to come in like a lion and devour you. Chaos will bring change. Subtle change is the secret. You can tell her to come in and take a seat, and she will. You don't have to wait for change to get mad and break the door down. Life changes you can't avoid when you're trying to wake up. And these things have to do with love. Whether you are in love, looking for love, or love is looking for you. Whether you're giving love or receiving love. Whether you're making love or love is being handed to you on a silver platter. You're going to be involved in an awakening. Like it or not. You can do it now, your way. Or you can wake up the hard way. Give me a hallelujah down below. Healing your relationships is going to happen as you begin to get the call, especially if it's a divine partner that has come into your life that is giving that catalyst style of conscious calling. Love leading your way will never let you down. Give me an amen. When this happens, when you begin to rile up, when you begin to rise up, when you begin to revitalize your inside self, when your being begins to register that it is a divine creation and it is not this clay-based being, your relationships are going to change. People are going to see you differently. The polarity will shift. Some people will not be able to be around you and it's going to break your heart. Some people will be able to be around you and it will baffle you as to how. But that's okay. And it's vital that you revisit small little cracks in your past, to clear those, to accept those. When my father died and I was so angry, I wasn't able to exercise the love that should have been given out of respect, and that injured me, not him, because he was already in a stasis of love, you see. The cracks, the scars, they only injure us. The other people will move forward and will heal as well. But we are the ones that walk around with the scars connected to the inside. We are the ones that build our own bars. Bar by bar, we build our cage, confining us, confining our compassion out of fear, afraid to move forward. You have to let those things go. And the way you let them go, the way those old patterns no longer hold you back, is how you begin to interpret your present place in the world. How you begin to see the procession, how you begin to understand, and whether you believe it or not, just tell yourself, I made contracts before I came into this life. My Creator knew me from the beginning to the end, the Alpha, the Omega. Everything that was will be, and it was as I was born. So you are acting out your free will right now that was decided upon, agreed upon, and presented at a tribunal before you came here. So as you are walking along your life, anything that has happened in the past was agreed upon by all parties, which will reduce the anger and increase your level of responsibility to yourself. Only you hold you back. The bully in 8th grade doesn't hold me back because I made an agreement. Suffering allows us to see deeper. It's not a place where you're going to reside. It's not a place where you need to stay, but it is a place that will show you the way of letting go. So as you move forward into this awakening process, you're going to need to create healthy relationships. You're going to need to understand not to penalize yourself. You need to be willing to initiate tough conversations to healing old things. That's the whole thing why I cling to the 4 agreements about impeccability. I can't love you if you don't let me love you. I can't love the person you are unless you tell me exactly who it is, vice versa. So it's my responsibility to let you know who I am. And if I have failed to do so, it didn't get done. And if it didn't get done, there's not enough information in the equation to make an answer. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to bring a high level of understanding of responsibility. It's not about forgiving your past. It's not about forgetting your past. You can't do either. You don't need to. You need to allow them to give you the pieces that you need to set up a good present. The past is only going to help you understand how to move forward. It should not reflect the present nor the future. So you're going to reframe the past. You're going to create a limitless future. You're going to deny the past patterns repeating by being true to who you are, by standing up for who you are and who you need to be, by allowing love to lead you. Right? Let that heart, like Iron Man, head out. Your gut will not lie. The feeling you feel inside, like when someone comes into your life, you don't have to have known them. It could be a moment, and you know that they will change it forever. That's why they have that love at first sight syndrome. And it's a thing. The second thing is understand that there might be a lot of relocating when it comes to awakening, because you're going to experience a lot of expansion. You're going to need to give yourself permission to explore, to expose yourself to new levels of experience. So it's not always going to be about comfort. Creation is sometimes going to require you to step away from comfort and go into a state of creating. And that may require compromise or communication. It might require some conformity to new things. But whatever it is, the universe has to have an opportunity to be able to bring you new experience, new blessings, and new insight. And if you're doing the same thing over and over, you get the same results. So if you want new things in your life, if you want new awareness, new levels of understanding, you must bring newness into your life, doing something different every day. I tell you time and time again, this is one of the secrets, my friends. Think of yourself as a sculptor. Like Michelangelo used to say, great art is never finished. It's only abandoned. And I believe it was Michelangelo. If I got it wrong, don't slap me on the wrist, but it is because it is 5 a.m. And that means when you get that sculpture or that painting, you're always going to find a place where you could change it just a little. Don't walk away. Let it stand perfect in its own right. Same with situations, same with places, same with people. Sometimes you have to let it get to where it is and just let it stand alone and move forward. Now, when we're beginning to get unstuck, to move forward in an awakening, in a love-allowing process, the hardest thing is going to be dealing with unhealthy, toxic, stuck jobs or relationships, because your perception has changed so much. These people are not going to be the same polarity, and it's going to be very tough. And then you're going to begin to feel guilty because you are advancing faster than them, because you're more in tune. Your empathic skills are beginning to kind of stifle and stagnate that bond that you have. And you have to be very careful. You have to be very compassionate, and you have to understand that they just may not be in the same place. Thereby, with the place they're in could be coming from a place of judgment. They may just be unwilling to grow. You do what you can. You do what you can to soothe them, to give them a little bit of comfort in understanding the new you. And you have to understand that as you grow, just like a 12-year-old boy or girl that's growing, that magnificent event comes with growing pains. It's natural. Everything's natural, right? Like lightning will strike in a dry field, set it on fire, it'll burn. Nobody started it. God started it. Mother Nature started it. And it'll look like hell to us. But in 4 years, nature has cleansed itself, purged itself. All of that burned ash turned into much more vibrant soil, and it grew an even better field. Sometimes we don't realize that the dismantling of something is the beginning of something, because we can't see past our short-sightedness. We cannot see past the tree in front of us to see the whole forest. And I don't know about you, but I'm a big picture kind of guy. Give me the drone shot flying in. And then I'm third person, first person kind of person. I want hands on, and I want to hover above. And you can do that. That's why we're building from the bottom up and the top down. So when you get to that heart, you're going to be like me. You're going to be hands on and able to hover above. That's where we're headed. So stay tuned. Be diligent. Go back and watch past videos if you haven't. I'm telling you, there's good things in there. I went back and listened. I've got people that care about me that go back and listen too. I'm doing stream of consciousness most of the time, so most of the time what I'm saying, especially if it's a video when I'm driving, is not going to be held back. I call it the hallelujah time. So to support and to achieve your goals, you need to remember to stay in touch with people that care about you, people that are in the same groove. You need to be able to find a group of people, whether it's here and it's an online community or an in-person community, but people that are like-minded, that will encourage this growth, that will encourage you to become more empathic, that will support you as you go through this world that is not quite ready for us. This is a shift in a paradigm. We're pioneers. We're repeating where the elders used to go before, and we're listening to those ancestors, and we're going forward now. So we're pioneers of the spirit, much like 2,000 years ago when a man came here. All of us are reaching out and doing our part, trying to pioneer against this piousness of society, the numbness that has come with this light line technology. We'll use the technology to get our message out, but is the technology trying to impersonate spirit? Yes, it is. That's why it's so damn addictive. I even read an article where somebody's claiming at work they need access to their phone during work hours because they have PTSD because they cannot check their Facebook. They get anxiety. Technology is light lying to you, trying to impersonate the spirit world, trying to impersonate the higher connection with above. When you hear the word above, think of love, not light. Because the further you look out in space, you don't see light except for stars surrounded by darkness. And that light still shines bright, billions of light years away. Timeless. Forever. That's the light of love, my friends. Let love guide you always. You have to constantly think of yourself as a temple during this awakening process. I myself just went through a battle with food poisoning. You have to always remember your body is a vessel and your being is the controller. So your body can only respond to what you are able to give it. So give it respect, understand what the body needs to become its best self, and do that. It's tough because they've made it addictive. They've made it deconstructive. They've lied to us on labels again. Remember, the more energetic something is, the closer it was to being alive naturally, the more life it has. That's why you can't get much more alive than fruits or vegetables. And the darker the color, the more the compassion, the more the care, the more that nature is filled that full of goodness. Nature gave us a garden to get all we need. We don't have to go out and kill. You don't. You can believe you do. And if you eat meat, that's fine. Personal choice for me, I don't, because I don't want to kill something. I believe that that will affect me. Right? Now, if you start to reflect upon how your body needs things to respond, your body needs a lot of water. Water is going to displace the anxiety. You need clean air. So that means you need to be outside a lot. You need to get out in nature. All of these things are going to help you on the path of awakening, because you're going to feel that clutch in your gut. The body doesn't want to wake up because it's comfortable right now. Society has seduced it, and it's going to fight against you. This weekend, we're going to go through some hell on earth with this eclipse. If you're empathic, you'll know. The other thing that you need to let go of, because confusion is abundant in this transformation, because you've got your body, your mind, and your soul trying to talk at a table, and everybody's talking over each other. So in order to reduce the confusion, you need to reduce clutter and chaos and eliminate old things, right? It's like when you want to keep around a pair of pants. I did it. You want to keep around a pair of pants that don't fit, but you love them, and you're like, I'll fit into those. But you wore them in like 6th grade, so it's not going to happen. So I had to do away with the MC Hammer pants. For more reasons than just that, for sure. But, you know. So clutter and chaos. It's not rebellious to be into clutter. It's not sexy to be sloppy. So the sign of self-care and awareness and waking up is when you begin to take responsibility in this world that we live in. Run a tighter ship, run a cleaner ship, be more ambitious with being centered, step away from chaos, right? Old stuff needs to go, clear out those old attachments. You're not repeating the past. So certain things that hold a connection to places that you don't want to revisit, give it away. Sell it, whatever you need to do. Sell it and give it to charity. I don't care. Because we have the ability, just like buildings do. A physical object can hold a high level of emotional intent from us. Like if I give a Buddha bracelet that I have, and I give it from my heart, and it has love on it, the person that gets that is going to get that love. And you're going to look at it, and you're going to have a connection. Every time you look at it, it's like opening a Christmas card. There's that physical connection, that emotional attachment. It's going to have a lot of energy. It's going to represent a point at which you had contact. Look for the miracle in manifesting the new and the true. And then you have to become a constant learner. You have to be a student of life. I won't tell you more. Learn, 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 laugh, love, live, learn, laugh, love, live, learn. Come on. That's what we're doing here. That's why I go out and I seek all this information. I bring it back to you. And that's why I'm sitting in the Akashic Record Hall all night, sweating my bejeezies off, trying to figure out how to bring that, what I've talked about, here. Learn. It's a process to be in the present. Mindfulness starts with making things happen. Mindfulness starts with understanding that it's about manifesting. Manifesting starts about to learn your power of who you are in the moment. We need to start thinking about that. We need to start being willing to grow. We need to start being willing to understand that the pen is mightier than the sword, that your voice has power, that every ancient text talks about he said, she said, I am. And then, as I will always tell you, one of the ways to enhance the awakening process, remember, dharma is your karma. You have a dharma a duty to yourself, your family, your friends, your community, your country, and the world around you. That includes everything. Jesus even said, see God in all things. If you see God in a pen, if you see God in a piece of paper, that means you got to see the tree it came from. If you see God in another person, it doesn't matter creed, color, or position. They are alive as you. And then when you begin to love that other person or that other thing as you would want it to love you, like if I see a lion, shit, I want that lion to love me. I don't want it to hate me. I want it to love me and walk by. But if it has been conditioned to see me and to be afraid of me, it might attack me. I don't know. I mean, I've been around lions before, but and what I'm experiencing, one of the toughest things, and this is where I believe most compromises happen for us, empathic people that are waking up, our heart's calling to help or to create, the conscious calling to come forward, to make a stand. Then we get knocked out, legs down, hitting our knees because of the job that we have. A job that may not give you the opportunity or the free time to do everything that you need to do. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to switch out of what I do into something different, which is more spiritual, which is empowering people for this procession. And it's tough. And being in the healthcare field is also tough. I went in it with high hopes, feeling I can help, make a difference. And then I saw bureaucracy, I saw greed, I saw the things that are unseen. I saw that making $1 in promoting disease makes me more valuable to the boss man than healing, helping, and sending someone on their way. So you're going to face challenges in your workplace. You're going to face challenges in those relationships as well. But remember, first and foremost, and I do this daily as a mantra, to be in the world, not of the world. The doctor of the Dalai Lama that I went and I talked to and heard him speak, he said, it is harder for me or you to be here doing what we're doing than it is for him to be on a hillside in a monastery in Dhammsala. And I agree. To be in the world, not of the world. So it doesn't mean you have to quit your job right now. It doesn't mean that you have to leave what you're doing right now, but it just means that you evolve that position or that purpose that you were in with the nuances of that, your new becoming, your new ideas. So that means that I might be a little bit of a rebel, but I will have to undeniably speak my truth in a positive way where I can make a difference where I'm at doing the same thing, but doing it just and doing it better, doing it and living from the heart. And that brings me to one of the last things. You have to open your heart. You have to live each day. You have to be willing to incorporate these things. And you have to learn that you have to travel beyond your concept. You have to travel beyond what it is that you believe it to be a limit. Because you've built your own bars, you've built your own cage. And also, don't be afraid of suffering. Don't be afraid if you get a little depressed, or don't be afraid if you get a little bit of pain. Don't be afraid if you cry from time to time. Emotions are equal. You have to know that you can cry. You have to know that you can have down days and it's okay. And that's when you have the people around you that reach out. Like the community that I'm creating here, your channel, our channel, the Upbeat Buddha movement, Christ Conscious Buddhism in a new way, bringing you energy to stay upbeat even in times of where you're feeling like you are going to fail or fall. We're building something new. We're building something where people can reach out and help each other, where people can ask for help in a forum where you can leave a comment below and other people will read it and say, I'm sending you light and love. Because we're coming into a stasis of consciousness. Consciousness means we have to be connected and we have to communicate. It is our responsibility. Be involved. Don't sit back. Sitting back never changed you. Sitting back doesn't make you better. Only becoming yourself. Being. Human being is proactive. Being is progressive. Being is a word of action. And that's why it's okay if you suffer, because you are being. It's okay if you realize, hey, I got let down. I thought that job was for me. I felt like it was for me and it didn't happen. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. It just means that one door closed and another one will open. Have faith, have fortitude, plant your feet, and go forward. Don't drift back into a past pattern of feeling that you're not good enough. It ain't going to get you anywhere. Because you've made the agreement, find the fact that you made the agreement to close that door yourself before you even opened it, before you even got there. You closed it in an agreement before you were born. That's how you picked the time, place, and birth and the parents of where you were going to be, and it placed you in the situation, giving you the exact blueprint in the stars. That's why you can read astrology and it rings so true. Right? So don't get hopeless. Don't get that desperation. Don't let it build up. Let it exercise itself. Let it come to you and let it call to you and let it, you sit there and you say, yeah, I am depressed. I do feel down. But you know what? I agreed to this. What the hell am I depressed about? The door closed because I created something that needs to happen. Look and see what lesson I need to learn from this and move forward. Right? Maybe it was a lesson of letting go. Maybe it was a lesson of learning something new. Maybe it was something that I was only looking at through the eyes of ego. You know? And when it comes down to it, you have to have a balance, right? A little bit of stress will bring some sweetness in your life. There's a quote that I like. It says, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress, and in their disappearance in due course, are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. When you're in Colorado or when you're in New York and the winter comes, you might hate it, but you know it has its purpose. And you know spring is around the corner, so you endure it. You shovel, knowing that springtime's bringing some flowers and some friends and some parties and some wonderful times, right? Do the same. Do the same. Do the same. Feel it and move forward. It's okay. We are going forward, my friends. We are experiencing new things. Be grounded this weekend. Be mindful. Seek some solitude, some silence. Remember, you are what you see. You are what you say, for damn sure. You are what you hear. You are what you eat. And you are what you do. My 5 truths, right? Take care of the body so the being can be active here and be aware. Mindful means not trying to forget who you were, but trying to find out who you are and being that. Who you were can't be changed. Who you are is who you are. That's the bottom line. And who you are is right now. Right? Be aware. Shows might be popping up at any time. If you need coaching, if you need help, email me. We'll see what we can do. Keep in mind, I do get hundreds of emails a week, so be patient. And then occasionally I get a week like this where I get food poisoning and I get sidetracked. But I will tell you, the shows are going to shift. I've got a newfound ground of understanding. This has been an eye-opening week for me, like never before. I'm in the process of a year of change, and it's happening day by day. So when May 23rd hits here in 2017, my book is complete. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write it, I'm going to have it ready by fall. And it's going to be a tale of the tape on how you can change your life as well. How you can begin to practice what you preach. It doesn't take a lot of power. It takes persistence. You don't got to be perfect. You got to be persistent. Being in the present doesn't take any kind of special superpower. It takes just being persistent. And when you're in the present and you're operating out of understanding and awareness, the future does follow that lead. When you are understanding that your past is agreed upon and everything happened, you can take responsibility for it, put it in its right place, and move forward step by step. Check out my social media, follow me. Stay in tune, stay in contact. You are not alone. Leave a comment below. Get involved, get off your ass. This is a call to action. Be involved. Comment down below. If you see somebody that's suffering, help out. I can't see everything. Please, for the benefit of all of us, this is your channel. Eyes open on the road. If you spent your whole time driving looking in your rear view, you're going to get in an accident, right? Act like you're driving down that new freeway and that everything around you, you're looking at it as you're approaching it and as it goes by. But you're not looking in the rear view except just to make sure nobody's coming up behind you. But you're focused on moving forward. Light and love don't mean the same thing. Light will shine in the dark, but love can do all things. Love can bring you to a place where you are alive. Believe it. Peace, light, and love. I love you. I will see you for damn sure on the other side.